Were you concerned by Foreign Minister Penny Wong's statements this morning, where she's really insinuating a level of blame here, or a level of intent and poor behaviour by Israel, rather than the tragic accident that appears to have transpired?
Look, on some level, I understand where the Foreign Minister's coming from, and we share the sense of anger and despair that this incident occurred, that good people died in such circumstances. It shouldn't have happened. But at the same time, we expect a degree of understanding from Australia, from our government, towards a key ally. You know, Israel is fighting in extremely difficult conditions, and when there have been similar wars, when our forces and the US and the British have fought in Syria, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, also against embedded terror forces in asymmetric warfare, these things happen. Accidents happen in the fog of war, when soldiers are forced to make split-second decisions, when they are facing an enemy coming at them from all sides. This isn't World War I and trench warfare and two well-divided, well-identified sides. This is urban warfare with a terrorist force, and these things happen. So I understand where the Foreign Minister is coming from, I do, but we also need that understanding towards what Israel is going through and what it's enduring on behalf not only of its own people, but on behalf of the West and the entire free world.
Yeah, also, look, we need the war to end. We want the war to end. We don't want any more lives lost, least of all innocent lives. But we keep hearing these calls on Israel to stop firing. Where are the calls for Hamas to surrender the hostages and lay down its arms?
You're absolutely right, Chris. The way this war ends, the way that civilian suffering comes to a close, the way that there can be a future, hopefully, of positive reconstruction and peace and movement towards a two-state solution between Israel and the Palestinians, is with the complete and unconditional surrender of Hamas. Hamas is vanquished. They are defeated. They can't win this war. And every day that they prolong it, every day that they keep 135 Israelis hostage in the most hellish, deplorable circumstances imaginable, imposing torture not only on them but their families and the entire Jewish nation. The longer that they keep this war going, aid workers will die, civilians will suffer. So the world needs to be unified and clear in its messaging, not to pour more hatred and criticism on Israel that is a democratic state fighting against a terrorist foe, but it needs to send a clear message to Hamas. Surrender now, lay down your arms, release the hostages, and this war ends. That is the only way this can be brought to a close.
Alex Rvychin, thanks so much for joining us.